Football and an emotional day at Old Trafford, where Sir Alex Ferguson took charge of his last home game as Manchester United manager. Jordan Jarrett-Bryan is with me now. So quite a way to say goodbye.
It was, yeah, and as you mentioned, it was his final home game as manager of Manchester United. Before we get to the game itself, we actually learned the reason as to why he will be stepping down at the end of the season. It's due to the recent passing of his sister-in-law. Now, he decided to step down back in December, so it's not a knee-jerk, hasty reaction. He knew what he was doing. But the game itself today was a festival of colour, noise, which the fans wanted to wrap in a 3-point win over Swansea City.
The greatest British manager ever!
After 45 trophies, 26 years, and in front of 76,000 plus, it came down to this. All the superlatives, tributes, and words of kindness have been said this week. But what everyone really wanted was to hear from the great man himself.
It's a thank you to Manchester United, not just the directors, not just the medical staff, the coaching staff, the players, the supporters. It's all of you. You have been the most fantastic experience of my life. Thank you. Your job now is to stand by our new manager.
More on the celebrations later. In typical Fergie fashion, football came first. The Swansea crossbar was cold for barely 4 minutes when Javier Hernandez threatened to test the vocal range of the already loud United support. But soon after, the man they call Little P provided the big breakthrough. Swansea weren't here to just facilitate the party. Michu with an arrogant flick to dampen the celebrations. Just as he would have wanted, Paul Scholes' announcement of a second retirement went under the radar. His contribution to Sir Alex's 26 years will never. A draw would have secretly been a regrettable result for the departing manager. And one of his most reliable performers over the years ensured that was not going to happen.
And the players want him to raise it, leaving on a high.
After lifting an incredible 13th and final Premier League trophy, it's fair to say Liverpool and the rest have been well and truly knocked off their perch. Over to you, Mr. Moyes.
And we also learned today from Alex Ferguson himself that Wayne Rooney has indeed made a second request to leave the club. He wasn't in the squad this afternoon, and it's very unlikely he'll be in the squad for their final game next weekend. So the chance of us seeing Wayne Rooney play for United again are very, very slim.
OK, other big games today?
Elsewhere in the Premier League, there were wins for Spurs, for Liverpool. Also, Norwich and Newcastle picked up 3 points, which all but ensures their safety for another season in the Premier League. Everton were also winners, as David Moyes' last home game also as Everton manager. Sunderland and Southampton drew 1-1.
OK, and speculation about the Manchester City manager.
Massive, yeah. Reports of that he may be losing his job. These are unconfirmed reports, but after an unsuccessful season by their owner standards, the concession of the title, they lost yesterday's final to Wigan. They're not happy. Again, these are unconfirmed reports, but the reports are saying that within the next 48 hours, he will be replaced by the Malaga boss, Manuel Pellegrini.
OK, and just finally, the semi-final playoff.
Yes, second leg between Watford and Leicester. A great end to this game here. It was 2-2 on aggregate. Leicester have a penalty in injury time to basically win the game and go to Wembley for the final. Very similar to what we saw a couple of weeks ago between Doncaster and Brentford. The penalty was saved. Watford straight away break up the other end to attack the Leicester goal. Crossed across within 10 seconds. They're the ones who score. They go through to the final to take on either Brighton or Crystal Palace.
Great, thank you very much indeed.